Hi Aries, this is Carrie at Wooing Nature. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the summer. This is your reading for the summer months of 2022. We've already ushered in the summer solstice, the sun and the moon balancing each other out in the summer. And so we just want to get some direction for the rest of the season and see what Aries needs to focus on for that time. All right, so I am going to be reading from two decks today. The Earthcraft Oracle here, great deck for getting some really good grounding with nature. And then I'm also going to be reading from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, okay? Mystical Shaman as well. I'm sorry if I have the sniffles, but I've been outside today in the garden, so I may be a little, just a tad bit allergy-ish. Little allergens. I'll try to pause it if it gets too bad. All right, Aries. Aries summertime. Lots of cards popping out right now. Aries summertime. Summer season for Aries. What's going on? All right. All right, let's see what you have here, Aries. Another abundance. We've been looking at that with a lot. This is an abundance season, apparently, because just about every zodiac sign has gotten abundance as their card. Now, if you didn't get yours, don't worry about it. Doesn't mean you're not a part of the mix. Okay? So abundance in this case, Aries, is about understanding your heart space. It's about understanding those that are around you that are points of light and seeing that as a source of wealth, okay? Because wealth isn't just about money. Sometimes wealth is about the knowledge that you have. Sometimes wealth is about the people that are around you. It just depends on your season, and it depends on where God has placed your wealth. As an individual, some people are wealthy in the spirit, and some people are able to amass a lot of money. Some people have lots of good, solid people around them to help them. So you got to see where your abundance lives, and then that way you will always see yourself as abundant. Because sometimes we don't see ourselves as abundant because we don't see what the abundance is because we're only focused on one kind of abundance, and that's money. And that's only one, and it's not even really the best one. Okay, it's just one. Okay. All right, so I'm seeing here that you have some karmic debt energy happening around you, Aries. The karmic debt means that in some lifetime or in a past lifetime, you are working something out. And you are working something out in this lifetime from a previous lifetime. That's what the whole concept is. The people talking about bad karma or whatever, really karma is related to your past life. So if you are struggling with something or you feel stuck in something and it's something that you feel like you've been stuck in your whole life, okay? Like this is something I just can't ever seem to get a handle on. You want to start looking at your karmic debt. Now, I like to see these two as two ends of the spectrum. One end is the abundance, and then the other one kind of represents lack in a way, because if you owe somebody, that's a deficit on you, right? So it's just like if you went and spent up a whole bunch of money on your credit cards. Now you owe Visa more money than you can bring in, okay? So that puts you at a deficit. So that's what debt implies, is that there's something owed that has to be paid back in some kind of way. All right. So I know that's sometimes hard or difficult for people to understand conceptually, because it's like, well, what do I owe somebody from a whole nother lifetime? Because you are a soul that is always evolving. You are an ever evolving soul. You didn't start when you got here. You're not going to end when you leave. Okay. So there's other things happening that you're working through. And the thing is that you have the opportunity to do so, Aries, while you're here on planet Earth. So do the work, okay? Do the work, because that's what you're going to be doing anyway. That's what we're all doing, okay? So if you ever feel put upon, or you feel like you owe something, an apology or money or some kind of act or deed that you feel like you owe someone, I would pay attention to the nature of it, because that might give you a clue as to what the karmic debt is related to as well. You can also get a past life regression. Past life regressions are very helpful. Okay. All right. So you got two cards here related to water. You have the river woman, and then you have offerings, which these offerings are being made to, well, these offerings imply that that's an offering to war with water. This could also be libations to your ancestors, and it could also be a connection to a water spirit here, either Oya, or Oshun, or Yemaya, or it could be another water spirit. Mami Wata, I think, is another one. But whatever belief system you're tied to, that would be the time to make offerings. This would be a good time to make offerings. If you don't ascribe to those kinds of traditions, then being near water, the ocean, the rivers, will teach you something. It will allow you to connect to an aspect of yourself that needs to be shed or needs to be replenished or refreshed as well. We also have the birch tree. Birch is something you'll want to look at as a plant totem or as a plant medicine. Okay, so look up the birch, see what birch is good for, see what the spiritual implications of the birch, and that will give you an idea of how the birch is showing up in your life, Aries, at this time, and what it's there to teach you. The birch for me represents the place of the elders, the elder teachers in our lives. So there may be some wisdom that needs to come forth to you through the birch or through the birch tree. The spirits are asking you to remember that you are sacred and that your temple, your body, is literally a sacred temple for your soul and for your spirit, as your spirit is walking planet Earth at this time. Okay? And so remember that you are sacred. Remember that this body that you're in should be embraced and should be honored and respected, no matter how you feel about it, because sometimes we get body shy, or we get body, what do we call this? Your body conscious, that's the word. And so the thing to remember is that your body is housing your spirit, and your spirit needs this vessel at this time. So that'll make you think differently about what you feed it. It's going to make you think differently about who you allow to enter into your body space. It might also help you understand what you need to put into your body, what you're going to consume and what you're not going to consume, based on your spirit and who your spirit is and what your spirit is calling forth. And I think that these two things, working on the karmic debt and understanding the abundance within you and doing this work with the water spirits, is going to help you tie those things together. All right. And then the last card I have here is transform with the raven, it says. So there's raven energy here for some of you, Aries. Some of you have a raven's heart. Again, this, oh no, that was somebody else's reading. They had something about the heart. But I am seeing this in terms of your sacred temple as well, is that your heart is very important. So for many of you, I want you to look up the raven, what the raven represents spiritually, and then also you'll want to take a look at just the raven habitats, the raven habitat, the raven behavior, things that are indicative of the raven species. And as you were reading or as you were watching National Geographic about ravens, or some special about ravens, then there's going to be some aspect of that animal that may resonate with you and make you think about, like, I need to pay more attention to this, or I may need to pay more attention to, I need to pay more attention to this aspect. Okay. I need to pay more attention to this about myself. All right. All right. So that is Earthcraft's words of wisdom. Now we're going to go to the mystical shaman. Here I'm going to pick 5 cards for you. One for the center, one for the south, the west, the north, and then the east, to give us a circumspect view of ourselves and of how the ancient spirits and spirits of nature see us. This is for my Aries people for June, July, August, and part of September, all the way up into the fall, to the equinox, but now to the equinox for Aries. They're telling me they know. Sometimes I repeat, they be like, we know. We already heard you. All right, there we have it then. Oh, there it is again. All right, so the child is at the center of your focus right now. This is the inner child. This could be you being around children as well, but the focus is around children and the childlike energies that exist around you. So some of you are around children and they are reminding you what it's like to embrace this inner child in you. Also, they're asking you to do this as a spiritual walk. So this, for some of you, you all are going to have to retrace your steps and go back to childhood. Some of this has to do with that karmic debt that we were talking about before. Is that you all? Wait a minute. Yep, there it is. The karmic debt too. If you go back to your childhood, sometimes there will be clues there, because when you talk about karmic debt, it's things that came in with you when you came into the world, okay? So this may be a focus for you right now. In the south, we have the arrow. The arrow is shooting straight. It is the south represents what you're learning. This is how you're being schooled or educated. It's also about the place of childhood as well. So this is about shooting your arrow straight. It's about knowing what you want. It's about aiming for what you want. It's also about saying what you want and saying what you mean. The arrow, where you point it, that's where it goes. And that's why it has with it the symbolism of truth and honesty and straightforwardness and things like that. That's why they say you got to shoot straight. Okay? That's the arrow. So you got to think about that. You also have the blade. So you come in with a lot of tools for your spiritual elevation and your spiritual development. The arrow is one, the blade is the other. The blade is also representative of the truth. Okay? So Aries, it's about coming clean. It's about getting to the source and to the core of who you are. It's about walking in truth. It's about saying who you are and letting what you say about yourself and how you present yourself and what you believe about yourself be in alignment. These aren't crooked, sideways, going this way, going that way tools, okay? You know, this isn't a claw hook. This isn't a rake, okay? This is an arrow and this is a blade. And so sometimes the truth can cut both ways, right? But that's okay. If you're aligned with the truth, then you'll be okay with when it cuts you. You know, it may not feel that great, but you'll be like, well, you know, that's that truth. I don't mind it, okay? So it's about getting there within, and I think that may also point to the karmic debt that's owed. So if you in any way have felt like you could not be your full self, or that you could not speak from your heart, or speak your truth in a particular environment, or if you feel like you had to be one way in one environment and then turn around and be something else. This is about lining up the truth of yourself so that wherever you are, wherever you go, it's understood. This is Aries and this is how Aries is going to operate. And I don't see that being any different from the energy that you already carry within you, Aries. You know, we're talking about the ram. All right, so we have the Holy Mountain up here in the north. The Holy Mountain in the north for me is the wisdom of being able to ascend. It is the wisdom that is associated with finding oneself at a higher place, your higher self. Also being able to move away from things that are more earthbound and being able to ascertain and get to your higher spiritual self. The holy mountain is what it says here, and I'm also seeing the sun here, which means that this is something that you will either attain or that you'll be seeking to attain during the summer. I think that's the reason why you have these two here too. It's like it's leading up to it. It's like you're getting in touch with the child. You're dealing with your karmic debt. You're doing your offerings to the water spirits. And all of that is to align you spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. Alignment. It's going toward alignment. And this is the one I said, oh, here it is again. We have the crow. So before you had the raven, remember the raven, where's the raven? Yeah, transformation with the raven. The raven and the crow are both a part of the same family. They're in the same bird family. They are known for their intelligence. They are known for being able to understand human language. The crow itself is associated with being able to see on both sides, both the spiritual and the physical. So, for those of you who are trying to or attempting to hone your spiritual crafts or develop your spiritual gifts, your psychic abilities, your clairaudient abilities, your clairsentient abilities, this all points to that direction, that there's going to be some kind of transformation that happens that allows you to be in that spirit place where you can see both sides and not just one side, okay? Or not kind of be lost by what's going on in the physical and not be able to understand from a spiritual aspect what's really happening, okay? For you and for the people around you. Okay? So, Aries, it seems like it's going to be quite a spiritually busy summer for you with the work that you're doing, your karmic work that you're doing. I will say, as far as your dealing with your karmic debt, you can do your past life regressing. That's one part of it. But if you're looking to heal your karmic past, you can also do that through Reiki. If your Reiki practitioner is attuned to that level, then they can also deal with your karmic debt, your karmic past as well. A lot of people don't know that. They go to Reiki so they can relax and so they deal with your physical issues. But if your practitioner has been attuned to a certain level, then they can also help you resolve your karmic debt as well. So ask about that and see if they'll help you with that as well. All right. So this is your reading for the summer. If you would like to take a deeper dive so that you know how this affects you personally, you can reach out to me at info@wooingnature.life, or you can reach out to me here. Please leave your comments below. I always like to get comments, even when they're kind of like, even if they're like, oh, this is some BS, I still like to get the comments because I like to know what people are thinking and feeling. So please leave your comments there. And as always, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful summer. And I hope you're having a fabulous life.